So what did you pursue at Hampton that tried to help you lead a good, solid life?
Well, I was in building construction and engineering, and the thought was that I would be able to become a shop teacher for masonry, electricity, plumbing, and carpentry. And that was that course of study, building construction engineering. But when I finished Hampton in 1956, I immediately had to go into the Army and do my 2 years of obligation. But what deterred me from teaching these trades and these applications was that the pay was extremely low, and I thought I could do better doing something else. I was a member of the 3rd Infantry Regiment at Fort Myer, the Honor Guard. Was there for 2 years, and got to the point where I liked Washington, and so I decided to stay in Washington. And during my 2-year stay at Fort Myer, the commander chose to make me an officer, so I became a 2nd lieutenant.
And then you were in Washington, and didn't you first work for the Postal Service after
Yes,
the military?
yes.
What was that about?
That was
How
during the
that?
period of the Eisenhower years, where work was hard to get. Construction had fallen off to almost nothing. So I did what I knew best. The post office was always a good place to go and find a job, and I did. I found a job with the Washington Post Office, stayed there 3 years.
What did you do for them?
I was a letter carrier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what neighborhoods do you remember going through? What was DC like?
I worked in only one neighborhood, the Friendship neighborhood, which is out in far northwest.
Friendship Heights?
Yes, Friendship Heights.
Can you describe what that neighborhood was like back then, especially as you walked around delivering mail?
Well, Friendship Heights is populated with folk who are very rich, very well-known, notable people. I would say that Friendship Heights does not have many marginal economic people. People have plenty of money in Friendship Heights. They did then and they do now.
And so when you mentioned notable people, do you recall notable people that you were delivering mail to at that point?
Well, at that time there were a number of high-ranking military officers that lived in Friendship Heights, and I'm talking about generals and admirals. I remember Admiral Nimitz, who played a major role in World War II in the Pacific area, delivered mail to him and his family.